Second Book of Adam and Eve, Chapter 1. When Luluwa heard Cain's words, she wept and went to call her father and mother, and told them how Cain had killed his brother Abel. Then they all cried aloud and lifted up their voices, and slapped their faces, and threw dust upon their heads, and ripped their garments apart, and went out and came to the place where Abel was killed. And they found him lying on the earth, killed, and beasts were around him. They wept and cried because he was a just person, because his body was pure. From it went forth a smell of sweet spices. And Adam carried him as Adam's tears streaming down his face. And he went to the cave of treasures, where he laid Abel, and Adam wound him up with sweet spices and myrrh. And Adam and Eve continued in great grief by the burial site for 140 days. Abel was 15.5 years old, and Cain 17 years and a half. When the mourning for his brother was ended, Cain took his sister Luluwa and married her, without permission from his father and mother. Because of their heavy hearts, they could not keep him from her. He then went down to the foot of the mountain, away from the garden, near the place where he had killed his brother. And in that place were many fruit trees and forest trees. His sister gave birth to his children, who in their turn began to multiply by degrees until they filled that place. But Adam and Eve did not come together, have intercourse, for 7 years after Abel's funeral. After this, however, Eve conceived, and while she was with child, Adam said to her, "Come, let us take an offering, and offer it up unto God, and ask him to give us a beautiful child, in whom we may find comfort, and whom we may join in marriage to Abel's sister." Then they prepared an offering, and brought it up to the altar, and offered it before the Lord, and began to ask him to accept their offering, and to give them a good offspring. And God heard Adam and accepted his offering. Then Adam, Eve, and their daughter worshipped, and came down to the cave of treasures, and placed a lamp in it by the body of Abel, to burn by the body, night and day. Then Adam and Eve continued fasting and praying, until Eve's time came that she should be delivered, when she said to Adam, "I wish to go to the cave in the rock, to give birth in it." And he said, "Go, and take your daughter with you to wait on you, but I will remain in this cave of treasures, before the body of my son Abel." Then Eve listened to Adam, and she and her daughter left, but Adam remained by himself in the cave of treasures.